Once upon a time, there was an old man who was very stingy and lived alone in a small house. He was a miser who did not spend money even on clothes or food, and his house was in a state of collapse without any maintenance. He wore dirty and torn clothes and bought cheap, perishable vegetables to cook and eat. Despite not spending money on anything, he kept all his savings in gold coins. The old man had a garden near his house where he spent most of his time. Every night before going to bed, he would visit his garden before retiring to his room. A local thief had been observing the old man's actions for some time. One day, the old man went to his garden before going to bed as usual. After sitting there for a while, he got up and went to a corner where no one could see him. After making sure no one was paying attention, he sat on the ground and started digging the soil. He took out a cloth bag buried under the ground, made sure no one was watching, and opened the bag. The bag was full of gold coins. The thief, who had been watching the old man's actions, saw everything from under a tree in the garden. He was surprised to see the bag full of gold coins and muttered to himself, "So that's why this miser spends so much time in the garden." The old man counted all his gold coins, put them back in the bag, covered it with earth in the pit, and went to sleep in his room. Meanwhile, the thief waited until the old man fell asleep, and then took the bag and left. The next morning, the old man woke up and went to the garden as usual. When he reached the place where the gold coins were buried, he was shocked to see the pit empty. The bag containing the gold coins was missing, and he started crying loudly. A neighbor heard his cries and came to see what was going on. "Why are you sitting and crying in the garden so early in the morning?" the neighbor asked. "I buried all my savings in gold coins in this garden, and a thief stole it yesterday," replied the old man. "Why did you bury all your savings in the garden like this? Why not keep it indoors?" asked the neighbor suspiciously. "I buried it in the garden in case someone saw it or stole it when it was indoors," explained the old man. "In that case, your gold is only worth the rocks lying here. So why worry about losing that savings you're never going to spend?" said the neighbor, and he left the miser to his tears. This story teaches us that a thing has value only when we use it.